Netflix is desperate. They're really just throwing things at the wall to see what sticks at this point. The main example of this I can think of is how they're introducing trashy mobile games nobody really wants into their service. Now, the Netflix of gaming has been a big topic in the gaming community for a while now, but this is not what literally anybody meant. Netflix is scrambling because they've been hemorrhaging subscriptions since the pandemic. Now that everyone is going back to normal, I also think that the increase in competition is something they really don't know how to deal with. There wasn't a lot of options when Netflix started and was getting big. They were quite literally the only dog in the yard, but now with things like Hulu, Disney Plus, Paramount Plus technically exists, I guess. Apple TV probably isn't a money laundering scam. So you have all these other options. Now the biggest competitor to them, honestly, I think is Disney Plus, and by biggest competitor, I mean really only competitor for two main reasons. One, Disney Plus has literally the two biggest media franchises in the world under their belt, being Star Wars and Marvel. Also, they have this little deal going on, this little bundle with Hulu and ESPN Plus that if you get Disney Plus, you get these other two for $20 a month, which is huge when the economy is doing what the economy is doing right now and basically going straight to hell. Another bigger one of Netflix's problems is they seem to have one massive hit about once a year. 2021 it was 2020 it was Tiger King, 2021 it was Squid Game, 2022 it was Wednesday, that kind of thing. Now, on paper, that sounds great. They have one massive, a world defining, overtaking hit once a year until you realize they release that all at once. Squid Game came out all at the same time. Wednesday, same thing. Tiger King, same thing. So you can get on and binge them, which on paper sounds great till you realize that model, I'm not going to call it dead. People still like it, people still want it, but the problem with it is now is the way Disney doing it is working very, very well. How they are releasing one episode weekly, which is what traditional TV used to do. But now with the internet, what this does is allow people to create theory videos, discuss online, and it keeps the hype around longer. But most importantly, it basically eradicates one problem. The biggest problem with streaming, if you only want to watch one thing on a service, and that is maybe you start a free trial. Maybe you already had an account and just re-up it. But especially if you start a free trial, you finish what you want to watch, you cancel your subscription. Now, what they want to do is they want you to forget you have it in the first place. So when you don't use it, you don't care because you don't know you're paying for it, and you pay for it, give some money, that kind of thing. However, with Disney Plus releasing their things weekly, now it's kind of like a 1, 2, 3, probably a month long event, and that's longer than the free trial. See how they get you there. So basically, Netflix just got to figure this out. They got to get away from the binge model. They've been like sticking to this as like a core part of their identity. If I remember right, it was in some of their marketing not too long ago, and that's really scary considering it's probably one of the things hurting them more than they realize, or I think a lot of people realize. I don't think a lot of people realize how big of an issue it is really turning into, that the binge model that Netflix built itself on. Because when Netflix was getting huge, all you had was all the classic cable channels. So all you really had was the ability to watch it once a week, watch it when it was on, and Netflix's big drawing point is, hey, you can watch whatever you want. But now it's not as important anymore because it's been around for so long. It's been a thing for so long. People are kind of getting burnt out of consuming media super, 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 uber quickly, which is a good thing, bad thing, but that's not really the point. So I think Netflix just seems like it can't adapt or change or acknowledge competition in their space, acting like they're the only dog in the yard, doing whatever they really want when they can't do that anymore. They need to adjust to competition. Now, personally, I do hope they can turn it around just because they kind of created the streaming market. They assassinated Blockbuster and they kind of created this entire utopia, even though the utopia honestly kind of seems like it's going back towards traditional cable with all these bundles popping up and whatnot, but whatever, not the point. They created this market. They created this format, platform, whatever you want to call it, service. They popularized the subscription services in this kind of medium and stuff like that. So having them out of a market that they created would personally, to me, just feel kind of weird. But who knows? I just hope they can turn it around because I like having them as at least as an option, even if I'm going to ignore them, rather than have them completely gone like Blockbuster.